with an unbeaten run extending to 46 games in all competitions. The question is, can we extend that to 48 today? We should be able to in one to make it 47, but we still don't know who we're going to play in the FA Cup quarter-final. Let's go and find out. Hello and welcome to episode 70 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up, the Champions League round of 16, second leg against RB Salzburg at the London Stadium. And then, to be honest, we're away, but we're not sure where yet because it's the FA Cup quarter-final. And that hasn't been decided. It's either Manchester United or Bournemouth. It hasn't really sorted itself out yet. So as far as we're concerned, next game up is the game against Tottenham, as you'll see over here. But that's not really given us anything at all either. Right. What's been happening? Not a lot. We haven't played any games since you were last with us. And we're trying to sort out what's what. Here we go. I haven't played anything since the last with us. That 5-0 win against our Red Bull Salzburg in Austria. 5-0, as I said, and Newcastle a 2-1 win in the Premier League. So they were the two games that we played last time out. Today we have the return of the Salzburg game. See how many goals we can score today, basically. And then we will be finding out some point fairly soon, hopefully, when we will know who we're playing in the FA Cup. Let's find out. Quarterfinals. Fifth round, quarterfinal. Fifth round replays. There we go. Wednesday. So a week today, we will find out. So when, hang on a minute. Well, that's going to be interesting. Very interesting. I'm not quite sure how that works out. Let's just check that out again, just in case I've read that wrong. Wednesday, 18th of March. Watch this. In case it's just me reading this completely wrong. Manchester United and Bournemouth. 5th round. Arsenal and Oxford still have to play their game as well. That's 18th of March. Now, if you look in here, it looks like we are supposed to play that on the 14th. So it's highly likely that Tottenham will actually still be on the 14th, and we will be playing that game at some other point. I'm not quite sure yet. There is an international break coming up as well, which also causes a bit of a problem. I'm not sure. It's an unknown quantity. We might not be playing in the FA Cup at all. It might be a league match against Tottenham. Who knows? We'll stay tuned. You'll find out. You're as much knowledge as I am at this point in the proceedings. Right. Quick check on the... don't want the that at all. Quick check on the medical centre. Nobody in there at the minute, so we're all okay. As far as that's concerned, I think it's probably best to get on with the game then. RB Salzburg, and hopefully then we will sort out what's happening in the FA Cup quarter-final. We've got 3 players unregistered, as we already know. They are without Sukic and Ramalho, or potentially without those 2 players. Let's go and have a look at the team then that will face RB Salzburg in this second leg. And I suspect we'll also have a draw for the quarterfinals and semi-finals, assuming we get through, of course. And here is the team that faces RB Salzburg in this return leg of the Champions League round of 16. A 5-0 at half-time, effectively. Trubin makes an appearance in goal today. We thought we'd give him a bit of a run out. Mazzulli has been in fine form, but we give him a bit of a rest today. Parisi, Upamecano, Todibo and Gomez make the rest of the defensive line. Samadic, Shalaga and Ward-Prowse in midfield. Kudos, he's sat behind Bowen and Abraham up front. We've got him as a complete forward, mainly because he couldn't play that position. All of a sudden he could. So I'm not quite sure how that's worked out. Mazulia, Zuma, Helmand, Watkins, Sufal, Vitic, Gluck, Wagnerman, Trott, Kerr, Emerson and Souček make up the bench. Here we are back at the London Stadium then for this Champions League match. Playing our now familiar formation. 4-3-3, 4-3-1-2, whichever way you look at it. Salzburg playing today a 4-2-3-1. And it looks like they're playing in white again tonight. Pretty much as they did in the first leg. 5-0 after the first leg, of course. Four minutes on clock. Ward-Prowse with a free kick. It's come back off the woodwork. Kudos. Todibo. Todibo to Shalaga. Shalaga, but straight into the arms of David. Gomez with a long throw. Throws it in. It's headed clear. But handball by the looks of it. We'll read the description at the bottom in a moment. Penalty review. It is awarded. Didn't say what for, but Samadic takes the penalty. He's been saved. It's not gone in. It's gone for a corner. And, well, we expected to go one up there, and we haven't. Samadic will take the corner. Swung in. It's bobbling around there. Bowen tries to head it clear, but it's going out. Samadic looking to put it in the top corner, and David was equal to it. Short corner this time. Samadic to Bowen. Back to Samadic into the area. It's gone in this time. James Ward-Prowse. He's 6th of the season. A 1-0 on the night after 20. After 17 minutes. 6-0 on aggregate. And, well, should have been one up again the penalty. But Kudos was sort of tackled, but nothing given. Teres. Or Terzic, should I say. Abraham goes back. Oh, he's giving the ball away. Fernando creating a bit of space. But Trubin makes a save. It's gone for a corner. Terzic. This is deep. It's headed clear though. And looked like an injury there. I need to check that out in a minute. Samadic comes marauding forward. Samadic through to Kudos. Kudos now. Kudos has lost the ball though. 21 minutes on the clock. Gomez. Short throw this time to Ward-Prowse. Todibo. Gomez. Gomez inside to Shalaga. Samadic through to Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham puts it away. Question of whether he was offside or not. It would be his 18th goal of the season if he's onside. Something tells me he wasn't. He wasn't. It's cancelled out. And it remains at 1-0 on the night. 6-0 on aggregate. They have a free kick. And it's Souček that's injured. He was injured to start off with. So whether he comes out for the second half or not will be another matter. Upamecano to Todibo. 29 minutes nearly on the clock now. Gomez. Gomez to Abraham. Abraham. Todibo. Ward-Prowse. Gomez. Of course, we don't need any matter of urgency really in this. Abraham. Abraham. Gomez. Ward-Prowse. He's put one away. 7th goal of the season. And I think that's 2 for Ward-Prowse, is it not? 7-0 on aggregate. 2-0 on the night. And James Ward-Prowse putting that one away. Tammy Abraham pulls it back. Gomez into the path of Ward-Prowse. It took a little bit of deflection to get away from the goalkeeper. Terzic. Ramalo. And Abraham wins that ball. Abraham. Oh, David had to get down. It was sort of creeping in. But it's gone for a penalty. It's gone for a corner. Ward-Prowse with the corner on that far side. Swings it in. It's gone deep. Back post. But David is aware of it. Who was on that back post? It was Gomez waiting for it to come in. But David, sorry what they were trying to do for Salzburg. It's headed away. And Upamecano will come away with it. He's got Kudos in front of him. Kudos, not many up front. And Kudos will have to hold this ball up. And he's given it away. But the tackle came in. Who was that tackled that ball? Ward-Prowse winning it back. Gomez now going on the overlap. Now we have numbers in the box. Cross deep. Samadic heads it in. It's gone over the top though. Half time has arrived. 9 shots, 6 on target, 1.48 and 61% of the possession. 2 goals from Ward-Prowse, 17 minutes and 30 minutes. They've had 2 shots, both on target, 0.20 and 39% of the possession. It's 7-0 on aggregate as we head into the second half. They made 1 change at half time, not the change we expected. Trubin to Parisi. Parisi comes forward. Samadic tries to find Bowen. Didn't find him. Pulowski gets there. Bowen has it now, though. Bowen puts it away. 20th goal of the season. I was thinking about taking him off at half-time. It's 3-0 on the night. 8-0 on aggregate. And I think we might do some changes fairly early on to give some other players a chance to have a run out here. Well won in midfield. That was won by Samadic. Through to Bowen. And Bowen chipped the goalkeeper. Highlight from the restart. Koita out to Fernando. Terzic has the run on that wing. Fernando inside to Sukic. And it's a goal. They've got one. Koita. A question whether he was offside or not. It might not count yet. He might well have been offside. He's picked the ball up. He's gone to the halfway line. I don't know why he's obviously quite happy with that. It is a goal, and they have got one back. It's 8-1 on aggregate then. Fernando chipping it in. Sukic, and they put it in. And in fact, Koita fell back a little bit. And we'll see the lines now. Well, that's debatable. To be fair, when he played that ball, it was debatable. 51 on the clock. Gomez with throwing. No changes made yet. Abraham to Kudos. Kudos finds Samadic. Finds Abraham, who tries to drive that ball in, but wide. Tammy Abraham involved in both parts of this, out on that side, and then it's through to Abraham. Abraham getting the shot away, but he was impeded a little bit. 55 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Salaga is off, Helmand is on, Upamecano is off, and Vitic comes on for him. They're the 2 changes at the moment. We'll give it another 5-10 minutes and probably make a couple more. As I say, really, it's just a case now of giving some players a rest ahead of either a cup match or a local derby against Tottenham. 62 on the clock, throw in on that far side from Terzic. But Gomez equal to it. Todibo, back to Gomez. Gomez has Todibo there. Just very gentle. No urgency really needed at the moment. Gomez through to Abraham. Back to Gomez. Gomez finds Kudos in space, but lost the ball. Todibo heads it forward. Gomez heads it on, but Terzic is there. Ward-Prowse tracking back this time. Todibo. Ward-Prowse through. Bowen is in there. Bowen gets his second of the game. 21st goal of the season. 9-1 on aggregate. 4-1 on the night. And, well, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And it's almost too easy, really. Ward-Prowse, lovely through ball. Too far in advance for Abraham, but Bowen gets a boot to it, puts it past David. Highlight from the restart. 64 on the clock. Samadic coming back for that one. Kudos finds Bowen. Bowen, of course, on a hat-trick now. Bowen to Helmond. Helmond to Parisi. Helmond, we need Bowen to score. If he's going to score a hat-trick, score it soon, because I am thinking of taking him off. I want to rest him for the next game. Gomez comes forward, and he left that ball. We're not quite sure why, whether he thought he was offside or not. And Sucic comes in. Fernando tracking him back, and he's gone all the way back to David. David tries again. This time it's headed on. Oh! Vitic heads it down into Koita. Koita puts it away. And 17th goal of the season, and they've got a second. Good job we didn't do this in the first leg, wasn't it? Really, it's Vitic, poor header, headed it straight into Koita. And at that point, it was too late. And with 66 minutes on the clock, making the next two changes, we have taken off Gerard Bowen, as I prophesied. He's come off, and we have replaced him with Brent Kerr. And the other changes, Fabiano Parisi, he's been taken off. We're resting him, and we are giving Emerson a run. 73 on the clock. Throw in on this side from Emerson. Ward-Prowse. I think it was Emerson anyway. It was Emerson. It's gone out to Gomez. Back to Todibo. Todibo to Gomez. Gomez comes forward. Cuts it inside. Kudos swiveling on that ball. And he's gone in. 15th goal of the season. And we restore the 3-goal cushion. 5-2 on the night. 10-2 on aggregate. And it's quarterfinals coming. We're never in any doubt, really. But they've been a bit more feisty than they were last time. Might have caught a slight deflection on the way in. And with 75 on the clock, our final change we have made. And it's Joshua Vagaman coming on to replace Joe Gomez. David with a goal kick. 85 on the clock now. Magalia. That was short. Hamilman's getting there. Kudos comes forward. Kudos. What's happened here? I think there's going to be a penalty. Haas was hassling him. Hassling him, yes. I know the pun. And we know these penalties are given. And it is awarded. Quite sure what went on there. And Ward-Prowse puts it away. He's got a hat-trick. And his 8th goal of the season. It's 6-2 on the night. 11-2 on aggregate. And, well, just blown Salzburg away, really. They have a free kick. It's Daniel standing over the free kick. It's a good position. Can curl this one. Trubin has to be on form. And he has. He's put that away. It was going in top right-hand corner. And we are into injury time. The first minute of, second minute of, 3. Daniel with the corner then. Are they going to get a third? No. Abraham comes away with the ball. He's got a little bit of support. He's tired now, though. Wagnerman behind him. It's all over. 6-2 on the night. 11-2 on aggregate. 2-0 at half-time. Ward-Prowse with a hat-trick. Koita getting the 2 goals for Salzburg. He was a bit of thorn. 8 shots, 7 on target, 1.04. 34% of possession for Salzburg. We had 19 shots, 11 on target, 3.12, or 66% of the possession. Quarter-final draw and a semi-final draw coming very soon. Well, before we check in on the other scores in the Champions League, I can tell you there has been a match play between Liverpool and Southampton, and Liverpool winning it. Southampton are in the bottom, though. Liverpool remain in 12th place on 36 points. Southampton are 19th on 21. Everybody pretty much played 29 games now, apart from Manchester United and Tottenham. So that's obviously the outstanding game. So that's how the league looks. Let's a quick look, check on the news, just to see if there's anything Ward-Prowse is a fitness concern, but that's about all. Right. Champions League then. Let's have a look at results. And today's results, Manchester City drawing 2-2 with Porto, but did manage to get through 5-2 on aggregate. Paris Saint-Germain, they were 1-1, I think, with Lyon at after the first leg, but they've won 4-0 tonight. 5-1 on aggregate. They go through. Real Madrid beating Milan drawing with Milan tonight. 1-1, but by virtue of that goal lead against Milan off the first leg, it's a 2-1 aggregate win and a 6-2 win for us. 11-2 on aggregate. The games from Tuesday, Barcelona have beaten Arsenal 3-1. Arsenal were leading that, I think, 2-1 after the first leg, but Barcelona have overturned it. Went to extra time and won it in extra time. They are 4-3 victors on aggregate. Bayern Munich beating Monaco 2-1, 4-1 on aggregate. Dortmund drawing with Aston Villa 1-1 on the night. Good result for Aston Villa, but they'd already won it pretty much off the first leg. 4-2 in the first leg, 5-3 they win it overall. So that is all they needed to do. Manchester City again winning it at Old Trafford. 1-1 draw against Inter in Milan, but 4-1 on aggregate. So they are through. So the team's through. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Aston Villa, Manchester United, Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid and West Ham. That means there are 4 English sides out of the 8 that remain in the competition. So the likelihood of getting an English side is very high probability. In fact, 50%. So we will see what the draw looks like. I'll be back with it very, very shortly. So despite Manchester United and Bournemouth sitting in here where it should be played, it's not going to be played there. I'm not quite sure why the schedule hasn't updated itself. Maybe it's a bug. I don't know. But we are going to be playing Tottenham in the Premier League in the next match. And then it's a little bit of a international window. So I'm assuming the FA Cup quarter-final will fall in there somewhere. What we can see now is the Champions League quarter-final dropped in here. I'm not quite sure when the draw is. We can check that out in just a moment. Schedule for the draw. It's not until next week, the 20th. Here we are on the 13th. So we will probably have that at the start of the next episode, I'm guessing. Or will we? It really just depends on what the next episode looks like. And I don't really know at this point in time. As it stands, realistically, it would be Everton and a Champions League quarter-final. So it may well be that what we might do is we might have the Champions League quarter-final draw as a completely separate episode, somewhere in between. Where are we in the schedule? The next episode is on Thursday. So I'm thinking, as it stands at the minute, you may well get a very short episode on Wednesday, which will be the Champions League draws, just the draws, so that you know ahead of the episode on Thursday. And it all depends on where this cup match fits. It's just going to be my luck that the cup match, and we would have Everton and the cup match probably, and then so on and so forth. But anyway, it's a bit of a malarkey at the moment as it stands. I want to just take you to some other news though. We have this come up. We are currently on 76 points, and a new West Ham season record is within our sights, and a place in the history books. Existing record point total is 88 points. Now, that is the total that would win us the title. So even more reason to hit that now. And if we do hit that, not only have we won the title, but we will be on the verge of winning or having secured the most points ever in a season. So that would be rather splendid. Right. We will come back then in just a short while for the second game of the episode. It's going to be a Premier League game against Tottenham, despite all that I've told you before. And as I say, we will come back just ahead of that game, just to confirm, because I'm still not convinced. So you come back and join me. It is a Premier League match day 30, not the Premier League match day 30, not the FA Cup quarter-final as we expected. Not quite sure whether it's just a glitch on this or a bug or what's going on, but something's not right. We are at home to Tottenham for this one. We have played them 6 times previously, beaten them 3 times, drawn with them once, lost to them twice. At the London Stadium, we beat them 2-1 on both occasions we've been at the London Stadium. Similar result today would be quite pleased with. We haven't lost to them in the last 3 games. 2-1 win, a 1-1 draw and a 5-2 win in the... well, that wasn't actually at home, but that was in the Carabao Cup final, of course, was the last time that we played them earlier in the season. Of course, a 1-1 draw at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So today, hopefully we should be okay. That win against them in the Carabao Cup, Samadic, Kudos getting a hat-trick, of course, and Helmond, the scorers, Alvarez and Bentancur, the scorers for them. They took the lead after 4. Samadic equalising after 8, took the lead again after 17, but Kudos after 23. 3 minutes into injury time at the end of the first half, with a goal from Morten Helmond on 36, giving us the win. So that's how it's set for today. Let's go and see if we can continue this run, making it 48. I think it is in all competitions if we can win today. And the other thing is, if we can win today, we can tick off another one of those games. As I said, we need 4 wins pretty much to get us through to the finishing line. 1 today will leave us with 3 to go. Pardon me, bearing in mind, we do have a number of teams that are near the bottom still to come. Bournemouth, Southampton, Sunderland, and Luton Town. So some easier games on paper to come, if not today. But 3 points today would go 1 step closer to the Premier League title. And here is the side that faces Tottenham. We really didn't expect to be playing Tottenham, did we, at this stage of the proceedings? But there you go. It is Tottenham in this match day 30 in the Premier League. Mazzuglia is in goal. Parisi, Friedel, Upamecano and Gomez are back line. Samadic, Shalaga and Helmond in midfield. Gluck is behind Bowen and Abraham. We are resting Ward-Prowse today. On the bench, it's Trubin, Zuma, Vitic, Wagnerman, Emerson, Souček, Gray, Kudos and Watkins as we go in search of yet another win and a step closer to the Premier League title. Here we are back at the London Stadium. Won all 5 of our last 5 games, of course. Our by now familiar formation. We face Tottenham today, playing a 4-2-3-1, 1-2, lost 2, drawn 1 of their last 5. We are currently top on 76. They are 6th on 54 points. And a bit of bad news early on in this game. Just 13 minutes on the clock. Gomez has picked up a knee injury, and that feels like that could be out for a little while, which is a bit of a worry because he's definitely a stalwart in that back area. Josh Wagnerman will take over from him, and not what we'd anticipated today. So Josh Wagnerman coming on then for Gomez. Let's hope that injury isn't too bad. Thought we weren't going to get a highlight, but Tottenham have a throw in. It's been given away, but Maddison is in. Oh, it's gone wide for a corner. 3rd minute of added time. Maddison on that far side. Need to defend this going in to remain at 0-0 at half-time. It's sort of clear. Romero, Alvarez, Maddison. We still need to clear this. It's gone wide. Teze and Maddison. The only highlight we've seen this half, and it nearly come as a catastrophe, but well blocked. And half-time has arrived. And, well, That was the only shot they had on goal all first half. One shot, zero on target, 0.43, 57% of the possession. We've had 5 shots, 3 on target, 0.51 and 43% of the possession. Our only worry is the fact that Gomez has picked up an injury. Luke with a corner. Xavier, it's come back over the woodwork, but it's been cleared. And with 68 minutes on the clock, we're making 3 more changes. Of course, we had to make that enforced change in the first half. But we've taken off Schlager, brought on Helmand. We've taken off Samadic and brought on Archie Gray. We've taken off Tammy Abraham and we've brought on Ollie Watkins. There are changes for now. We have 1 left to make. And with 76 minutes on the clock, I made 1 error in my list last time. It wasn't Helmand that we had brought on. It, in fact, was Souček had come on in place of Schlager. So that is the change. The other change that we have made, the last and final change, is we have taken off Morten Helmand. Souček moves into that defensive position there, and we've brought Kudos on in his place. Gray turns to the right as a Mazzala on attack, and Gluck drops back into there also as a Mazzala on attack. In fact, we may just drop them back to support roles, I think, because we don't want to go too gun-ho and leave ourselves wide open. That's the changes that we've made then. Parisi with a throw-in. 79 minutes on the clock. Parisi. Friedel. Cross to Upamecano. Souček. Watkins. Pretty much the first highlight we've seen, has it? Wagnerman into area. Wagnerman taps it in. 3rd goal of the season. And on 80 minutes, have we just snuck a win against Tottenham Hotspur? Goodness me. Talk about leave it. And these are the games that will, at the end of the day, will get us through. Wagnerman, it's just that belief, I think, and he's got it. Free kick now, 81 minutes on the clock. Kudos with the free kick, swung in, but Vicario comes out and collects. Now we're going to have to be careful. Highlight is continuing. He's rolled that out to Nahun. Poro, Basuma, Kamel, Kume, and as I said, we're going to have to be careful. Oh dear. It's come back and cleared upfield. Still not clear. Parisi, though, will tidy up. Wagnerman with a free kick, 56 minutes into space. Watkins chests it down, pulls it back for Wagnerman, but Wagnerman not there. Takes his man out, and I think he's going to get sent off here. He is. A red card for Joshua Wagnerman. Oh dear. Which not only means we have a problem. Gomez injured, Wagnerman suspended, which causes us all sorts of problems. Right, we need to have a bit of a juggle here. Is there any of these players that can play on the right hand side there? I'm guessing Upamecano can. Not good out there. Friedel can play there. Right, Friedel's going to move to there. Souček can play in defence. It's not probably the best position for him, but he can play in defence. What's his best position in a defensive role? A libero wide, central defender. Right, we'll put him on central defend. As best as a libero, we'll put him on a libero on defend. So that's how we're set up at the minute. We'll put Gluck back to Mazzala on support. I think Gray, we may change him to ball-winning midfielder on defend, just to keep our defensive options. And we need to see this game out now. That's how we're set up going into this then. They have a corner, just that 1-0 lead, and we need to be defending this. Pedro Porro, Van der Ven. Back into, and Kudos gets a boot in. Bowen. Upamecano back to Mazulia. Mazulia out to Friedel, who's out on this left-hand side now. Friedel comes forward. Friedel. Oh, you stupid man. Gives it away. And Kume is in. It's curled it, but over the top. And we have survived. Picked up 3 points. Topsy-turvy. Upper Meccano having a player of the match. But Gomez with an injury. Wagnerman almost certainly will get an extra 2-match ban on top of that. That's not what we wanted. 16 shots, 7 on target, 1.57, 41%. We were lackluster today, but maybe off the back of the Champions League game in midweek. Tottenham had 7 shots, 2 on target, 59% of the possession. Yeah, it wasn't our best, but we've picked up 3 points and hopefully a step clearer, or nearer, should I say, to winning the title. We'll come back in just a moment. Before we find out what's happened to Gomez, the results from the FA Cup. FA Cup quarterfinals have 2 of the games have been played anyway. Aston Villa have got past Leeds on penalties. So Aston Villa still in. They have had a fantastic season. Manchester City have got past Liverpool in extra time. 2-1. So Aston Villa and Manchester City through to the semi-finals. There is a semi-final draw coming up, so we will find out who we are going to play. Let's go and have a look and see. The injury to Gomez, 2 to 3 weeks. Not too bad. We have an international break coming up, so maybe that's not as bad as we initially thought. It's not good, but it's not bad, given that Wagnerman will be out for at least 1 game, and I'm suspecting that he may well get a further ban. Disciplinary committee will be meeting, and so far I have actually seen them always extend those bans, so that is a high probability. Premier League wise, still 1 game left to be played. I think we'll play that and come back and see what's happened. And so the results for the day are in. There's games to be played tomorrow. Chelsea playing Norwich. Chelsea, of course, right behind us at the moment. So that is quite a key game. We'll see that. But we'll find out what that is ahead of the draw for the semi-final of the FA Cup. So Newcastle beating Sunderland 4-1. Everton beating Bournemouth 1-0. Nottingham Forest beating Luton Town by 1-0. That at the bottom of the table there. Nottingham Forest pulling themselves a bit clearer of the bottom. That we had that 1-0 win against Tottenham, and Arsenal have beaten Manchester United by 3-0, which is good news because that pretty much has finished Manchester United off, albeit they still have a game in hand, of course. So they can get, with 9 games to play, 27 points, 83 points. So realistically, we're 4 points away from Manchester United catching. I don't think they're going to catch us this season. Chelsea can also get 27 points. They still are on for 88, but we have taken a step closer. We are 9 points away from that at the moment. That is how it stands. So that scoreline is quite critical to us. And we're going to come back for the semi-final draw for the FA Cup. And ahead of the draw for the FA Cup, Chelsea have beaten Norwich, as we would have expected, really. 3-1 win for Chelsea. They still on for 88 points as their maximum, which means that we are as we were. Realistically, it's between us and Chelsea now. I think Arsenal are pretty much out of it. 24 points available for them, so 82. 1 win will see Arsenal off, and it's really coming down to this. We need to achieve 88 points, so 9 points, 3 wins, and we have secured the title. That is pretty much how it stands, dependent on Chelsea results between now and then. Of course, we have an international break coming up, which breaks the momentum a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Right, FA Cup draw next. And finally, we get to it. Here is the draw then for the FA Cup semi-final. Two games still to be decided, of course, because of whatever's been going on. Arsenal, Brighton, it's going to be, well, that one's even bigger problem. Arsenal, Brighton or Oxford United. Manchester United, West Ham or Bournemouth. So Manchester United have got to play Bournemouth, and I'm presuming Arsenal have got to play Oxford or the other way around. Brighton, Oxford, whichever it is. So any three of those will play either Aston Villa or Manchester City. Let's have a look at the draw then. It's a very convoluted draw. Let's see how it goes. Aston Villa are first out. Both these semi-finals being played at Wembley, of course. Aston Villa will play either Brighton, Arsenal or Oxford United. And you know what that means, don't you? That means that if we do advance through the quarter-final against either Manchester United or Bournemouth, it means that we have to face Manchester City yet again in a semi-final for the privilege of facing either of those two, so either Aston Villa or Brighton, Arsenal or Oxford in the final. Yeah, we've got to beat Manchester City again is pretty much where we're going with that. That's the semi-final draw then. We won't see it in the schedule because obviously the quarter-final hasn't played itself out. So we'll come back to that in due course. I'd like to say that we will be back for Everton and a Champions League quarter-final, the draw of which you will see on Wednesday, because we'll have a special episode for that draw. But I'm not sure how it will work out because at the moment there's various combinations going on here. Just out of curiosity, when are the semi-finals due to be played? Schedule. Quarter-finals, semi-final draw. Semi-finals are due to be played on Saturday the 18th of April. So here, basically where Leicester is. And obviously that's dependent. So with the quarterfinals, got to be played somewhere in there. But I'm not absolutely certain where. And it's still showing up as the 14th at the minute. So your guess is as good as mine. It might never work itself out. You never know. Right. So the next episode's a complete quiz, really. As to who's playing who, what's playing what, but we will be back. We are 3 games away from securing the Premier League title. We are still in with a chance in the Champions League as we have a quarter-final draw on Wednesday, and potentially, if we can get past whoever in the quarter-final of the FA Cup, we could have a semi-final match against Manchester City. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, bottom to the top, as they are released. New episodes of Irons in the Fire released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. The best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X at JustOffside2. We hope to see you for the next episode. Don't forget the draw for the championship, the Champions League quarterfinal and semi-final will be drawn on Wednesday. A special episode for that, but normal episode back on Thursday. It's going to be episode 71. Join me for that. Till then, bye-bye.